Hey crew, it's Mike with Riding in the Ozarks, and today we're going to be talking about what I think might be the best valued battery-powered heated gloves on the market. I want to thank SabotHeat for sending me out these battery-powered heated gloves. They're a new updated product for them, and they gave them to me to review, but I am not paid to say anything, and they had no directions or stipulations about what I could or couldn't say. And in fact, they asked me for feedback to help improve the design if I came across anything that I was concerned about, which I did, and I'll get into that in a minute. I just want to make sure everybody understands this review is 100% my honest opinion, and I'm not being paid to say anything, and I'd never lie to you guys just for a free pair of gloves. I liked them so well that I did buy Firecracker a pair for Christmas. Don't tell her. Oh, hope she doesn't watch this video. I think it's going to be out before then. Gloves, 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 and more gloves. Yes, I have bought many pair of motorcycle gloves over the years, and yet I still find myself looking at gloves anytime I see motorcycle gear on sale. Why? Why do we need so many different gloves? Well, for me, it comes down to the weather and the type of riding I'm doing. If I'm going to be doing dirt in warm weather, I prefer my Scorpion XOs, which are a mesh and leather glove. When it's 100 degrees out and I'm touring across the Midwest, I find myself reaching for a good pair of fingerless leather gloves. I understand they don't give as much protection, but for me, I'm still concerned about that balance between protection and comfort. When the weather cools off, I find myself reaching for my favorite lined leather gloves. So, where do these fit in for me? When the temperatures start dipping below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, that's when I start struggling to find the right gloves. As the weather cools off, I want a glove that's warm enough, but yet maintains dexterity for grip and feel. That's not so bad in the 40s. When the temperatures start getting below freezing, that's when I really struggle to find the glove that works best. I have to have a thick, heavy glove to maintain warmth, or I have to go to a lighter glove to maintain that dexterity and grip, and then I have cold digits. And that's where I have found this glove comes in for me. So who is this glove for? I think this glove is great for riders that do want to ride year-round, but ride less in the winter, especially when the roads are covered in salt, grime, and snow and the likes. If you ride long distance or all day in below freezing temperatures, then you may need to look into gloves that are wired to your motorcycle. But for a rider like me that only rides maybe 3 to 5 hours on a cold day, then a battery-powered glove is perfect. No messing around with having to route wires through your layers of clothing and fumbling around trying to plug in the wires. We will talk more about the batteries and the runtime in just a minute. What kind of glove is it? This is a heated glove that is good for many uses, including motorcycle riding. It is not solely designed for motorcycle riding. It is not CE rated, it does not have a visor wipe, or strategically placed sliders on the palms. So if you're looking for those features, this glove is not for you. But if you're like me and you don't buy gloves based on CE ratings or armored features and instead are looking for a well-constructed, comfortable, and affordable battery-powered heated glove that works like it should, then don't go anywhere, because that's exactly what these gloves are. These gloves typically run about $90 on Amazon. I have seen them on sale for as much as 40% off, so make sure you check the description down below for a link to the gloves, and also check the top of the comments for any kind of pinned discount codes in case they're offering one. I will update the comments if something like that comes up. Let's go get on the bike and talk about these gloves. Let me show you the waterproof battery compartment. We have a zippered pocket here. The battery is actually like two batteries that connect together, so it flexes in the middle and it fits comfortably around your wrist. They simply plug in with one simple sturdy connection, making them easy to remove for charging and simple to reconnect when you're ready to use them again. Just be careful to not get the wire caught in the zipper when you're closing the pocket back up. They have a Velcro wrist strap on the back of the glove for tightening down, and they also have a great cinch cord at the cuff that you should loosen as well before putting this glove on. After making sure you have the glove fully covering your jacket sleeve, it's really easy to cinch that cuff down to the jacket sleeve, making it a great seal to help keeping the cold out. Then just tighten up the wrist strap and you're all set. The whole palm and fingers of the heated gloves are covered with genuine goatskin leather, which helps keep your hands warm while still providing excellent grip and feel when riding a motorcycle. Each glove has an independent heat controller built in. You simply press and hold for 2 seconds and they will turn on at the highest setting, which is red. If you continue to press the controller, it will start cycling through the other heat settings. It has 4 separate heat levels. Okay, let's go for a ride and we'll talk some more. It is easy to change the heat settings while you ride, which is important because I found that unless the temperature was below 50, I did not need the heat on, or I wanted it on the lowest setting. Of course, we all have different comfort levels when it comes to the cold, but on my bike, my hands get a lot of wind as my grips sit just above my batwing, and they're actually getting all of the wind that's rolling over the top of the batwing across them. I have rode with these for several days now, and one morning I got up early to go test them out while the temperatures were near freezing. I found that the highest heat setting was pretty comfortable in those temperatures, but I would say if the temperature is much above freezing, you will find the gloves are still warm and comfortable at one of the lower settings, which will extend the battery runtime. Speaking of batteries, these are 7.4 volts, 3000 milliamp large capacity rechargeable lithium polymer batteries. They claim up to 6 hours of continuous warmth. We're going to test out the runtime and recharge these batteries in a few minutes. Sabot says the gloves provide fast 3-second heat up across the back of the hands and fingertips. I found that to be conservative, and I would say you can feel the heat in less than 2 seconds, if not instantly. I assume that's because SabotHeat's heated gloves adopt a patented carbon nanotube heating technology, but that's just my guess, because I'm not a heated glove engineer. I mentioned 4 heat settings. Well, they claim the battery life may vary depending upon the weather temperatures, but you can expect 2 to 3 hours of runtime on high, which should be a temperature of 140 degrees. Dropping down to the next level, which is purple, extends the runtime to 3 to 4 hours, and the temperature setting for that is 131 degrees Fahrenheit. I found the third setting to be quite comfortable while riding while the temperatures were in the 40s. This setting is green and claims 4 to 5 run hours, which seems kind of perfect for me, and that temperature setting is 122 degrees Fahrenheit. White, the lowest setting, will give you the most runtime with 5 to 6 hours, according to Sabot, and has a temperature of 113 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to test out these run times and see if that's true by simply timing how long it will take them to run on the highest setting till they're dead from a full charge. And then we'll time how long it takes to recharge the batteries from completely dead to 100%. By the way, they claim these gloves are machine washable and heated panels can be heated continuously for 100,000 hours and can withstand bending over 1 million times without damage. Unfortunately, we're just going to have to take their word on that. Also, these gloves do have a 3-year warranty. I do want to mention that these gloves run snug. That was my one feedback for them so far. I got a large, and while they fit in the fingers, they're very snug around the palm. I would recommend going up a size from what you would normally purchase them unless you have very skinny hands. If you end up getting them just a little bit big, you could always use a small cotton glove or a glove liner inside of these to help take up that space and make them fit comfortably. The gloves also have some reflective piping on the cuff, if that's something you care about. They are also touchscreen friendly for operating electronic devices if needed while wearing them. Alright, let's get back to the house and do the battery test.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Alright guys, I spent a few days testing these gloves out for the runtime. The first experiment, I tested them in here in my office. It's about 65 degrees because I really don't leave the heat on in here. I like it to be nice and comfy. And these things ran for over 8 hours. Now, on their website, they do say that the temperature will affect the runtime. So I thought, well, maybe something's not right there. So let's try something that's a little more realistic. So I took them to the garage. I put them as close to the garage door as I could. I put them on the concrete floor with just a little bitty thin board underneath them to kind of elevate them. So I wanted to get some wind flow underneath them. I put a fan blowing on them, a little 6-inch desktop fan I set on there, blowing across the gloves all night. Turned the gloves on. I put an old iPhone on a stand next to the gloves with a timer, and I put the camera in time lapse so you can see this. So here are the results in a 40-degree garage that's not insulated with a fan on them and on a cold concrete floor. I started the test at about 8:30 at night. The gloves ran till almost 3 a.m. before the first glove went off. The second glove lasted another 20 minutes. So that was almost 6.5 hours before the first glove went out and 6 hours and 40 minutes before the second glove went out. I thought that was really good runtime in those kind of conditions. Tried to simulate a little wind on them, cold temperatures. So I'm impressed. I'm impressed with that runtime. Now, charge time. That's important. You may want to make sure that you're not going to spend all night charging. It is significant. Charge time, I did the experiment again in here on the table. Put the clock next to them. Put the GoPro in time lapse. And as you can see here, we started this at about 9:30 in the morning. And the charger kicked off at 2:22 in the afternoon. So a little over 5 hours to charge the batteries up from a dead state. The actual charge time was after I had ran them completely dead doing the high heat test. So my final thoughts. I've already told you that I was impressed enough to spend my own money on them to buy a pair for Firecracker. I've already recommended them to several friends and showed them to them. I am very, very happy with these gloves. Think they are a very good product for the price. I know that I have a ride we do every year on New Year's Day called the Frosty Balls ride. And I might end up with frosty balls, but I'm not going to end up with cold fingers this year. I want to give a big shout out to the members on my channel. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. If you're interested in early access to videos like this, you can click the join button down below and learn how you can get early access and other perks for just a few dollars a month. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. If you do that YouTube thing, check out the content on my channel. And if you dig it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to ring the bell to be notified the next time I drop a new video. And as always, thank you guys. Stay safe and keep on riding.